All right, I'm gonna get started with the Texas rig. Got him. Well, I borrowed the neighbor's dock to put my kayak in, and I hope they don't get mad at me. I don't think they will. Regular jig in the back. Put the Texas rig up front, and I got a whopper plopper up front that I'm gonna put a jerk bait on. What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 2 of me figuring out how to break down a new body of water. A question that all of us as fishermen have from time to time is we want to learn how to break down a new body of water. It's just something that's difficult to do, especially in the fall where we're at right now. And the good thing is it's always a good challenge. And I think all of us as fishermen, we're used to a good challenge. One thing we love about the sport obviously is catching fish, but also just the figuring it out part. I think that's what, as outdoorsmen and women, I think that's one of the most fun things, is figuring out why animals do what they do, their movements, their patterns, and then breaking that down and then putting a pattern together around that, so that if you're a hunter, you can hunt the animals. If you're a bird watcher, you can, set up in the best places to watch birds. Or if you're fishing, you can set up the best gear and the best places to catch those fish. And so that's what my objective is for this series. Now, if you watch the first one, you know that I'm trying to do 4 videos from the bank, 4 videos from a kayak, and 4 videos from a boat. The problem is the lake has turned over since I started that video, or since I started the series. The very first video was the day after the lake turned over. Fishing was brutal. I got 1 bite. It was super tough. I've actually fished 5 more times since then, and I've only caught 1 fish. It was tiny. So things were really weird. Now what I've noticed is the lake is getting back to normal. The watercolor's looking right. I'm seeing a bunch of bait fish. I'm seeing fish just around. And so I think now is going to be the best shot to go catch one. My intentions was to film all these videos from the bank in a row, back to back to back to back. But I'm just going to wait. I'm going to go ahead and do the kayak because I think the kayak is going to be much easier. I can get away from this one creek that's definitely turned over and go find more and better fish. Sorry if you hear the bobcat running in the background. They're doing some work on the house, so they're making a little bit of noise. But anyhow, before we get the day started, I want to say thanks to 6 Sense Fishing for sponsoring this entire series. 6 Sense is a fishing tackle company. They make everything you need for fishing. They have great colors, an entire huge selection of baits at a great price, which is 3 most important things that you want when you're buying fishing tackle. One of my favorite things that 6 Sense makes is the 6 Sack. It's a monthly subscription for fishing tackle. Gives you premium baits, no BS colors, and this month came in a really cool, clear, very durable bag. This is the premium 6 Sack. It's $30 a month. If you use my code DC10, you get $10 off your first month subscription. I'll put all the links for 6 Sense Fishing down below, so check out the description box if you want to try any. As for now, I'm going to tie on a jerk bait and get this day started. All right, so as I talked about before, I'm using this lure locker to travel with all my tackle. It's got different packs of plastics. I'm able to keep the 6 Sack inside of it as well. When I'm fishing from a kayak or from the bank, I only keep 3 tackle boxes inside of it. I got my pliers inside as well, and I had a bottle of water in there. All that fits inside. The reason I keep 3 is so I have this big gap on the top to put all the other stuff in. But I want to have the most tackle in each one, so I've got a plastics box. I've got a box of hard baits and frogs, and I have a box of jigs, hooks and weights, chatterbaits, swim jigs. Get the Wabi Sabi color Provoke jerkbait. That color is called Wabi Sabi. That's my favorite one that 6 Sense makes. What's up, guys? Before we jump into this video, actually I honestly just finished the video, but I forgot to say one thing, is don't forget about this giveaway that I'm doing for this entire series. Every single video, all you have to do is make sure you give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what is your favorite lure when you're trying to break down a new body of water. I'm going to pick a winner every single video on the next video, and I'm giving away whatever I catch them on in this video, 3 lures. So yeah, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment down below. Look at them up there. Nothing. Got him. There we go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, yes. What a bite. Smashed him. Oh, man, that was sweet. First good one on Mount Woods. Oh, Fat Fall Chunk. He's cold. He's in the grass. Divine swim jig, divine swimmer. And I'm gonna turn him loose now. There's a good chunk. That's what I'm talking about. I gave him the old left-handed hook set too. I couldn't. Oh, that was freaking sweet. Let's see if I can catch another one out of this patch. And I'm even in, I don't really know how to operate the trolling motor and catch a fish yet in the kayak, because the trolling motor's like attached to my leg. So while I'm trying to reel, you gotta like, yeah, it's a process that I haven't quite figured out yet. What a cast. I will say this, it is a little bit, actually a lot harder to cast from a kayak because you're so close to the water. But the good thing about this kayak is I'm getting way shallower than I think you could get in a bass boat. Actually, I know for a fact you can't get back in this in a bass boat. And probably gonna result in catching some fish that most people don't even get to throw at, which is cool. I wish I had one of those little power poles. There we go. God. Oh man, that's a big one. Holy crap. Man, that's a big one. Holy crap, that's a big one. Get out of the grass. Oh man. What a cluster. How about that? I gotta get better at landing fish with the kayak. I'm about to get finned, I know it. How about that? How about that right there, huh? Face full of jerkbait. Another 3 something. 3.5. Oh, chubbered. Dude, that was a cluster. That guy freaking stopped it, rocked it. Well guys, I'm not exactly sure what's going on with my kayak, but the motor's not working, so now I get to paddle all the way back. Which sucks. Well guys, I have no clue what happened with the other kayak, but luckily I've got another Old Town. This is a pedal drive one, so it won't be quite as easy, but it will at least be able to finish this fishing trip and get the job done. I'm not exactly sure why or what happened to the other one, but what I do know is I'm not trying to waste any time, so we can try to finish this trip. The jerk bait, the swim jig, and pliers. And I'll probably need everything else that I didn't bring, but it'd be fun. Well, so far, since the last time that you guys saw me, before I messed this boat up, I've had several phone calls that I had to go up to the house and talk to the builders, and just been a typical day for me where I can't just go fish the whole time. I got stuff to do in between all of it, but I did catch those two big ones. I call them big. The two biggest ones I've caught on this lake so far. One was really close to 4 pounds, and the other was probably right at 3.5. So two solid fish. Both of them, one was on a jerk bait, one was on the swim jig. I had another bite on a swim jig. Yeah, 2 bites on a swim jig, 1 bite on jerk bait. Both of the fish were around the grass. So I'm just gonna go keep fishing the grass. There's a ton of grass on this lake, which is a good thing and a bad thing, I think. The key is gonna be finding what grass on this lake is good, where the fish hold out more than the other places. Obviously they're not gonna get on every single piece of grass, and that's part of breaking down the lake. That's part of this entire series, is finding out what areas are good, what areas are not. The creek that I'm rolling out of now is where I've caught the 2 fish at. That's the creek that I live in, and which is exciting for me because that's means hopefully my creek will have some fish in it. There's one more creek up here that I almost got to earlier that I wanted to fish today, so I'm gonna quickly pedal over there, start fishing. It's the only other kind of big finger creek on this lake. Well, this kayak is definitely not as fun to fish out of. It is a lot more fun, I think, just going kayaking than the one with the trolling motor, because the one with the trolling motor for just like hanging out isn't really it's too much work. You know, although once you get it set up and you get the battery and all that, it's a lot easier. It sucks toting that battery around and the trolling motor around. It's just nice to be able to jump in this pedal drive one and go. Gosh. I just saw a fish. Well, all I did was see a swirl out in the dead middle. I threw that swim jig out to it, and and I got bit. Man, cannot wait to get a boat out here. It's worth it. It's worth the wait. And I'm gonna enjoy waiting. Enjoy the process. Oh my gosh. I don't know what that fish was. I couldn't tell. I don't have my sunglasses on. It looked like a white bass. I don't think there's any here. I don't think it was. I think it was a regular bass, but it looked kind of... Oh no, that was weird. This water is so freaking clear. Got him. There we go. Oh, nice one. Not a giant, but another good one. Super pretty. Every one of these fish has been super dark. And if I had to start talking about a pattern, I would definitely say that the back halves of these creeks are definitely where the fish are. A lot of times you see that in the fall. The bait fish move backs in the backs of pockets. And I would definitely say that that has been the case today, because the fronts of these creeks look just as good as the backs do, but there just hasn't been any bass in the fronts. And a lot of times you think that's just BS and just pro talk. I call it pro talk. A lot of times it's the truth. God, that's a big one. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Over 3-pounder. Oh jeez. Well guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Fishing was a lot of fun. This is actually the first fun time I've had out on Mountain Woods Lake as far as fishing goes. As you saw in the video, I had several bites. I caught several fish. A bunch of them were, actually all of them were good fish. Caught one close to 4 pounds, 2 over 3.5-ish pounds, another 3-pounder. Like, I caught some good ones today. And then I just missed one, or just had one come off right there at the end. I'm throwing a swim jig on fluorocarbon, which is something that I typically don't do. That's a Divine 6-cents Divine swim jig with a Divine swim bait trailer. It's actually the exact I'll show you. If you watch the first video, it's the exact same swim jig right there that I got, and there's the swim baits that I got in this month's 6 sack. And then I caught the other fish on the Provoke jerk bait. That's the color called Wabi Sabi, my favorite color. And yeah, kind of a 1-2 punch that I like doing. Remember, I'm giving those 2 baits away plus one more, all for commenting your favorite lure that you use to break down a new body of water, as well as giving this video a thumbs up, so don't forget to do that. I hope you enjoyed this video much better than the last video, because I actually caught some fish, and this was probably a much better video than the last one. The last time it was just tough. The lake had turned over, and one, you're limited from the bank anyhow, but then the lake had turned over. I just wasn't getting any bites. There was no bait fish. You didn't see anything. I didn't see any cruisers, which is just strange for me. Seeing on this lake, I've been able to see a bunch of fish. Whether or not I catch them is a different story, but typically I've been able to see them. When the lake turned over, it just, everything vanished. Everything was gone. So it's getting back to normal. Obviously, this is the best day I've had out here yet. And I'm excited to see what that means for the future, because obviously this is the worst time of year to fish, and if they're biting and they're good ones, I can't wait to see, you know, what the deep winter is when they get huge, and then the pre-spawn and spawn. I just can't wait to see. But as far as this series goes, it's all about figuring out how to break down a new body of water, which is something that a lot of us struggle with, or not. We struggle. I mean, I think everyone struggles with breaking down a new body of water, but it's a fun thing. It's something that a lot of people ask me, how do I break down a new body of water? It's something that is part of the fun. Like I said earlier, it's part of the fun of being an outdoorsman, is figuring out what the fish are doing, what the birds are doing, what the deer are doing, whatever it is that you are into. That's part of the fun, is figuring out, you know, that target that they're going after. So for this series that I'm doing, I hope you guys follow along with it and continue to follow along with it. It's going to be a lot of fun, because I'm going to continue to break down this lake. If you're new to my channel, I just moved to a new lake and I haven't really been able to fish it that much. So I'm going to break this place down, fishing from the bank, fishing from this kayak, and then fishing from a boat, and going to give different perspectives on all 3 of those in 4 different videos. So it'll be 12 videos total. So anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I did, and I'm going to come back tomorrow and film again, so hopefully we can have better results. I'm going to go to a different place and try to run off of the same pattern. They're in the backs of the pockets, and yeah, we'll see if that holds up. There's fish, literally that's still been jumping right there. They haven't quit jumping. But anyhow, I'll see you guys all in the next one. don't forget about this giveaway that I'm doing for this entire series. Every single video, all you have to do is make sure you give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what is your favorite lure when you're trying to break down a new body of water. I'm gonna pick a winner every single video on the next video, and I'm giving away whatever I catch them on in this video, 3 lures. So yeah, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment down below. I've got a Texas rig with a Zone Lock hook. It's a really cool hook that I started using this year, and just a little tungsten weight. I've got it pegged, that way I can pitch it around in the grass. I'm actually gonna retie. I don't know when this thing was tied on. I've got it pegged, that way I can pitch it around in the grass and then the weight won't slide around a ton. Zone Lock, I said earlier, I said it's a hook company that I started using. I've got their link in the description box below. They make really cool hooks. It's got a little sweet spot that the fish will not come off of. I haven't lost a single fish on a Texas rig since using Zone Lock hooks.